I'm LG and you're watching TriRiot, the web show that explores the mysteries of why ordinary people push themselves to extraordinary limits. And today I'm focusing on Kona, sort of, because it's only 6 days away from the IRONMAN World Championship for 2016. And I'm getting excited. I'm not even in it. I'm not even in Hawaii. I'm 6,000 miles away, but it's an exciting time. Now, one of the things I should probably explain about IRONMAN World Championship, which triathletes called Kona. One of the things I should explain about Kona is how you get into it, how you're able to participate, because not just anybody can participate. You can't just go on a website, sign up, pay your money, and go do the race. No. There's several ways to get in, and they're all, how should I say, invitational. One, is if you're a professional. There's about 120, 130 or so professionals that compete in that each year out of about 2,500 total participants. Out of the other 2,300 or so, about 200, give or take, get drawn from a pool of names. Now you have to put your name into this pool. And it used to be a lottery system. You'd have to pay some money, but they got in trouble for that, so now they call it something else. Same deal, you pay some money, they pull your name out, and about 150 or so of those names get to go. And then there's the legacy pool, the legacy lottery it used to be called. If you've raced a certain number of Ironman races, no matter what your performance is, how you've done in them, if you've raced, I think, 12 or 13 races and you meet some other criteria, then your name goes into another pool and gets drawn from that. And I don't know how many people get drawn from that, but the chances are, I guess, a lot higher than just the general drawing pool. And so that makes up about 200 or so total, you know, the people getting their names drawn. Then there's another group, a small, tiny group of people that I think they call the media athletes. These are typically celebrities that are invited. I think people like, the two names that come to mind are Gordon Ramsay, who is a celebrity chef. He's the chef with the bad attitude. He's the one who always woke up on the wrong side of the bed yelling at everybody. Yeah, like I want to cook in his kitchen, huh? Then there's the other person whose name I remember was Sean Astin. And if you don't know Sean Astin, he is the daughter of Patty Duke Astin, and did I say daughter? Wow, no, he's a guy, no transsexual thing going on here. He's a guy, son of Patty Duke Astin. He was in the Hobbit movies, and so he's got some celebrity behind him there. Anyway, okay, so that's the media athletes. Then I think physically challenged. I'm not sure how that works. I don't know if they're invited or not. But all those that I've mentioned so far are just a small portion of the overall 2,600 people that race there. The vast majority of them, 2,300 or so, have to qualify. And the way you qualify is that you are a top performer in a qualifying race. So this is a race of the best for the most part. That's how you get in to Kona. I do know somebody who's going there, and it's a friend of mine, Misty Brown. She's a fellow triathlete. She's a training partner. I sat down with her a couple weeks ago to talk to her about some of her past, how she got into triathlon, what's kept her in triathlon, and a little bit about her upcoming race in Kona. Here it is. I'm sitting with Misty Brown. We're going to talk about Kona, the Hawaii Ironman. Misty will be going there in about 4 weeks. 3 weeks. Let's talk about sort of your history. How long have you been living this lifestyle, this triathlon lifestyle?
2002 was when I first started doing triathlons.
And how did that happen? How did you get in?
Was done with just running and needed something else to do besides running because it was just too hard on the body. So
you'd been running for how long before that?
Right, when I got out of college and needed to start getting healthier.
Yes, the college lifestyle is not conducive to it.
Yeah. So, and then I started running after traveling in college. So, but unfortunately, the running is not typically my best event.
Well, what would you say is your best event?
I'd say swimming and biking are probably about even.
Yeah.
I think they're about equal.
Now, you did your first Ironman in 2004?
2004.
Right? And it was Florida?
Yes.
And how many have you done?
Well, if you include the Wilmington race, the B2B, it'd be 16.
Yeah, let's include that. Okay. And you've done that 2-3 times?
3 times.
3 times.
Yes. The unaffiliated Wilmington race.
I remember you're like around a 12-hour race.
That's typically...
Does that sound about you?
Depending on the race, but yes, most of them have typically been in the 12-hour range, a few a little less, and then there might be some just over 13, but typically they're pretty equal.
I mean those are good times for 140.6 miles.
I was just happy to finish.
Oh yeah, no, I hear you. Do you have a favorite race?
Just experience-wise, like South Africa, Lanzarote. I really enjoyed St. George as well. I mean, they're beautiful places. Lanzarote and St. George were just gorgeous. They're not the easiest,
but they were probably
just,
the most difficult you've done.
But they were gorgeous races.
Yeah. When did you first really realize that you wanted to get into Kona?
Well, I don't know if it was so much getting in. I mean, I always would think it would be a great opportunity to be able to race there, because I've been there to. I was a volunteer, and I went there to volunteer, and it was just so exciting.
You really weren't that focused on getting into and that was what year?
Then I found out that they did have the legacy thing, and I was like, I would love to say I could qualify, but I don't think my heart's in it to train that hard to qualify. And my run's not really a run, it's more of a shuffle.
So you weren't focusing on Kona until how long ago?
Well, probably 2 years ago. Like when I first thought, oh, well, maybe I can, but oh, wait, I didn't do a race in 2013. And then I was like, well, and then I was already signed up to do something anyway.
So you were just planning on getting into that legacy pool and getting drawn from that. That was your strategy to get. Okay.
I mean, I've done that many. I mean, what was one more? Although I was going to do another one anyway.
Right. Well, you were signed up for Sweden this year.
Yes, because I had to be signed up for something.
That's right. Once you get there, you're racing. What do you think is going to be the most difficult part? What do you think will be the biggest challenge?
Probably the heat and wind. Because I know just from volunteering how hot it is.
Have you prepared for that here?
I hope so. Maybe the hot yoga's helped.
Tell me a little bit about your volunteer experience there. What you did and some of the interesting stories that you dealt with.
Being a finisher catcher. That was, people coming across the line and they're so excited. Some of them not feeling so hot. So, you get to give them their towel. They get the leg put around their neck, and then you walk them down to, it's a long walk. Just kept
Anybody
doing
pass
that.
out? Anybody on you?
Oh, yes. Well, right when I was going up there to, take the guy back, he was down. So he was down for the count. I was like, that's not mine.
You walk away and get another one.
Well, no, they had to get someone else. So I was like, I'm not picking him up.
Now you know that the general energy there is going to be much higher, more tense.
Oh yeah.
Because you're dealing with so many people who have qualified, and they are at the top level of their game, and they are probably going to be really. Are you ready? Because you're not that way. You are a very relaxed person. You are calm. Are you ready to face that energy?
I'll just have to tell them, have some fun.
Yeah.
Have a little fun. They're supposed to enjoy this. It's supposed to be fun.
But what is it that keeps you coming back to these Ironman races? What?
I think the way you feel when you finish.
Which is, can you describe it?
It's like you want to cry every single time he finished, just because it's such an accomplishment.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just, all the hard work pays off, and you're just like, hey, how many people are doing this stuff?
And I know what you're talking about, and everybody who's crossed that finish line knows exactly what you're talking about.
Whether you have a good day or a bad day.
Exactly. Do you expect to get anything more out of finishing this one? Finishing Kona?
No, I don't think so.
Just the same?
I mean, same thing. I mean, it's a different venue, a different experience. I just want to go and have fun and enjoy it.
Awesome. All right, before you go to Kona, I want to see your finish line dance. I want to preview it.
Yeah, I'll have to work on that one.
What an attitude. I mean, Misty Brown is an athlete with an awesome attitude. She's out there to have fun, to enjoy it, and she's not going to let herself get bogged down by the high-strung, tense energy of all the extreme competition out there. I know her pretty well, and I know that she's going to stick to that, and she's going to be out there no matter what her day is like. When she crosses that finish line, and she will cross it, it's going to be a day for her to remember, and it's going to be a day of fun and enjoyment. Well, that's it for this episode. Until the next time we meet, stay to the right, pass on the left, keep on smiling. For TriRiot, I'm LG, and best of luck to you, Misty.